Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Middle school has been studying, actually, first of all, Parparim and Sharim, would you raise your hands? Anybody who's Parparim and Sharim? K123. We have something really special for you. You're going to be part of what we're doing today. I'm going to ask Shoshana Lord to pass out plastic shofarot to each one of you. I'm going to tell you why in just a minute, okay? So if you're Parparim and Sharim and you want one, just raise your hand.
And just hold on to them.
Hold on.
Just very squishy.
Exercising impulse. So as Shoshana's passing them around, let me tell you what middle school has been doing. In our Nevi'im class, those are books of the Tanakh, of the Bible, that you'll study when you're much older. We've been studying about someone named Yehoshua. Does anybody from the lower grades know who Yehoshua was? Steve. Joshua. What did Joshua do? So, now after Moshe died, he led Bnei Israel into the land of Canaan, and he conquered the land, and that's how we were able to come into the land that Hashem had promised us. That's exactly it. So we were studying a very important chapter in the book of Joshua, right, of Yehoshua, in which they conquer a very, very great city named Jericho or Jericho. If you look on a map of Israel today, you can see Jericho. It's near the Dead Sea and just at the border between, at the Jordan River, at the border with the country known as Jordan. It's a very, very big city. In ancient times, and guys, if you shift over a little bit, we can show the kids what we did. Jericho was a city that had what around it? Anybody know? What did it have around it, guys?
A wall.
It had a wall around it, and as all of the middle school knows, because every one of you guys studied this and worked on this, what was inside that wall?
The city.
There was another wall and then a city. There was another wall and then a city. So we're going to tell you today the story of the conquering of Jericho. There's a bunch of different things that we learned about this city. Now, one of the things we're going to do, because the walls of Jericho fell because of what Bnei Israel were doing with their shofarot and the stamping and stomping, they all ran around the city 7 times after walking around it for a whole week. And when they stamped and shouted and blew their shofarot, the whole wall around the city, it all came down, and that's how they conquered the city. And we're going to talk a little bit about what it means to break down walls. We know that they broke down the real walls of the city, but when we talk about breaking down walls, anybody want to know, when we say that today, what do we mean when we say you're going to break down a wall? What do you think? Well, let's not talk politics. Let's just talk about people for a second. When we are breaking down a wall, that may be correct politically, we don't know, but when we talk about breaking down a wall, we mean when two people can't talk to each other or they're fighting with each other, it's like they have what between them? They have a wall between them. And so we're going to talk about things, walls that we have to break down, not so that we can conquer a city, but so that we can conquer our fear and be friends with each other. So, to start us off, because everybody in the middle school, a couple of people could not be here today. I think Dahlia could not be here today, and who else? Just, is that okay, I want you guys to notice, by the way, first of all, I want to thank all of our middle school for all the work that they did. I want to thank, in particular, you all worked incredibly hard, and everyone's going to have a chance. We'll talk about what everybody did in just a couple of minutes. Do you notice, however, you see posters all over here? Imagine that these posters are like flyers on the walls of the ancient city of Jericho. And imagine somebody wrote graffiti on the outside wall. A graffiti artist who lived in Jericho wrote graffiti on the wall. I want to thank Zeb, who's our secret graffiti artist, for that. I would like to ask everybody who did small arts, if you guys would come up, take the mic, and tell us what you did. Just show us a little bit of what you're going to test.
So, we made a little poster about what might have been going on in the city that would be posted outside on the outer wall. So, like what? So we imagine that in this city, the king is really mean and nobody likes him. So we just posted that says, "Hail the King of Jericho." Because nobody really likes him. Well, I mean, people like him, but not a lot of people like him. And then we made another one that said, 16 and over, join the army, King's orders, because they have to fight back against Jericho, against the Israelites, so they need the army. And then the third poster we made was a picture of the king, and it says, "Praise the King of Jericho." So it's a poster saying, "Hey, this is your king, you have to like him." So that's a picture of the king. And somebody has graffitied a unibrow and mustache and goatee. And then our fourth poster says, "We will not hear your names, love the Israelites." So the Israelites were able to come here and they wrote that message to scare the people in Jericho when they were going to attack, make them scared. And then
We'll talk about the other ones. Okay, let's talk about that. Say, come on.
So now we will hand over to our teachers.
So, I wrote fight back because people of Jericho was to fight back against the Israelites, correct?
Yeah.
No, that's it. Give these guys Thank you to Small Arts. So you saw the posters. And remember, guys, none of this is anything that we read about in the Tanakh, in the book of Joshua. It was all what we imagined, we call Midrash. It's imagining and interpreting what may have been happening in Jericho before Bnei Israel had the big fight with the people of Jericho, with that city. Let's do this. Can we have science? We have folks who did a whole science project about the walls falling down. Thank you again to Small Arts. You guys did great. Terrific.
So we researched some reasons as to why the walls could have fallen down. There were a couple of theories that we had, and so one hypothesis we had was that there was an earthquake. Okay, so next to Israel, okay, you guys probably can't see it, but next to Israel, on the Jordan River, there is a fault line, which is basically a place where earthquakes happen. Okay? So a theory could have been that there was miraculously an earthquake and the walls could have fallen down.
So, another theory is that basically decibels is a way of measuring sound. So, in order for them, so as much sound as they could make would be around 138. Basically, around 10 decibels is we can't register it because it's so small. And around where they would be would Because that wouldn't be enough sound to knock down the wall, and then enough sound to knock down the wall by itself would be more than enough to kill somebody. Our hypothesis is that the sound only weakened the wall, allowing them to easily knock it down, or something else to easily knock it down.
Okay, so what the text says is that for 6 days, the army of the Israelites marched around the city of Jericho once, and the only noise that they made were the trumpets and horns. And then the 7th day was the Israelites marched around 7 times, shouting and screaming, making as much noise as possible, along with the trumpets and horns and all that other stuff that they've been doing for the 7 days. And then, poof, the walls fell down. We don't see that as possible due to what Hannah just explained.
Science people think? As a science people who studied stuff, I did not understand it at all. Really. Thank you to science. That's all right, put it back up. All right, can I have my writers, please? We had a group of people, we had scientists, we had people who did small art, we had people who did writing, skits, and diaries. So we're going to start with Maya, and then we're going to go on to Matt's play in just a moment. The play that Matt and Alexander did together with some other people. Maya, tell us what you did.
Okay, so I wrote introductions and diary pages from the people who were in the Jericho book. The diary pages I made up. So first, I'm going to read Joshua's diary and the Jericho's diary, just the person who lives in Jericho. Joshua was the leader of the Israelites after Moshe died. God chose him. When God was to conquer Jericho, Joshua sent 2 spies first to scope out the land. Now this is his diary. During the week of the attack, 2 pages from Joshua's diary. Whoa, it is the day before the attack. I am not supposed to be writing, but I got permission to rest a little. My people, the Israelites, are marching around Jericho, not making a sound. Only the priests blow ramhorns. God told me to rest since I need to rest my voice for shouting and screaming tomorrow. Being leader is harder than I thought, and I knew it, Joshua. Day of the attack. Attack day. I don't have much to say. We won, maybe? I don't know. I have to tell everyone what to do. What if I mess up? It's awkward. Oh well, I'll figure it out. Hard work, Joshua. And then this is the Jerichoite. This woman was part of the Jericho, the Jerichoites. Day of the attack, on page number 9. Oh my gosh, wall fall on I, and then the wall falls on her.
Thank you, Maya.
So me and Matt wrote a skit. We actually wrote 2 skits, but only one of them is going to be performed. The one that's going to be performed, we wrote about the events leading up to the attack on Jericho. So how some spies went into Jericho, but they met up with a Jerichoite named Rahab, and she made a deal with them so that she would report them to the government, and that might have been a little bit backstabbing, but you might do that to save your family too, I guess. And the other skill we wrote about was what actually happened when the walls fell down, and we have a few pages here from the Bible about what happened. So for the full details of the story. This first scene takes place right outside of Jericho, where Joshua is formulating a plan.
Yes, Joshua.
Okay, as the spies approach the gate, Joshua and the Israelites await their return.
Let's keep to the shadows. It would be a shame if we had to return without information. Let's go to the castle. Hey, watch out. Wait, I haven't seen you two before, and trust me, I've seen everybody around here. I could report you to a soldier. No, we are the Israelites. If you do not report us, we will spare your life. We will be ruined. We have no choice. Spare me cord and place it on your windowsill. When the Israelites see it, they will remember the promise he had made with you. If your family members walk out of the house and an Israelite kills them, the blood will be on our heads. But if the blood will be on your head. But if an Israelite comes to your house and kills your family members, then the blood will be on our heads.
The deal was done. If a family member left the house and got killed, it would be the family's fault he got killed. And if an Israelite went in their house and killed one of the family members, the guilt and/or punishment would be put on the spies.
Okay, leave and go to the hills for 3 days, and then go home to Jerusalem. Remember this cross. Thank you!
So, that is more or less what happened before the walls fell. That was our skit. Thank you.
Thank you so much to Alexander and Maya. And now, we have folks, before we finish up, guys, you did great, hold on please. Before we finish up, we have one more major part of our project. This is the large art part of our project. So I want to call upon Jesse and Elior and Sam and Nate. Dottie could not be here today. You guys will explain what you've done.
So everybody, I'm gonna go over and show her the project. So Jesse and I did this. It's saying break the walls of all of these, like,
It's basically explaining the metaphor of breaking walls. So we have this wall with a bunch of words like racism and pain and hate, and we're saying break the walls of these things, and those things are written in glitter. And we wanted to really take it as the metaphor and less as breaking the walls so you can get into the city and take it, but more as breaking the walls so you can, I don't know, become friends with someone new or treat someone differently than you have before. So, yeah, that's the one that we worked on.
and then we also have a quote at the top. It says, "Actions speak louder than words." So if you just walked into Jericho and asked them to surrender, that would have been a little more nice than just killing them like they did. Right? Yeah. Okay.
Just tell us about the signing.
So for the second half of the group of large art, it was me, Sam, and Dahlia. Okay, and so anyways, we had the word Jericho, which is pretty much the word Jericho in Hebrew. So it's sort of like a welcome sign. Like this would go on the front wall of Jericho. Like if I imagined it, this would go on the front wall of Jericho. And then we had a quote from Tanakh, Yehoshua 6:16, and it says, "Aru Kinatan Adonai Lachem here," which means shout for the Lord has given me the city, which pretty much means be happy, scream, yell. I mean, how often does God grant you permission to just wreak havoc on a whole nation?
And I just want to point out that for the large art, as we finish up, guys, middle school, hold on. For the large art, I wanted to thank all of you. Jesse and Daya led a really great team together with Sam and Ariel and with Nate as well. And I want to thank Tommy in particular for having figured out how to build this wall. I couldn't even put the blocks together and tying it the whole thing together, so thank you to him for building the wall. So tonight, we're about to finish. We talked before about, we studied the story together about how the walls of Jericho fell down and the city was conquered by Bnei Israel. But Jesse said before that we're going to talk about the idea of walls coming down in a different kind of way. You guys said before, remember what are we talking about? When we say that a wall went up between two people, what does that mean? Anybody remember? What are they doing there? They're fighting and arguing, people are not listening to each other. So, you know, today lots and lots of walls exist between people. There are lots of things that are not so good in our world. There are lots of wonderful things in our world, but there are things that are not so good in our world, and we want to break down those walls. So, our Barim and Nisharim, you're going to help us. We're going to imagine that we're there, and we're breaking down the walls of Jericho, which means that we're really breaking down the walls that stop people from being good to each other. Now, wait a minute. These guys are going to actually break down the walls. Nicely, though, because remember, we're going to have to put it back together nicely. First of all, right, hold on. Just you. No footballs. There were no footballs in Jericho thousands of years ago, I promise you. All right, hold on. First of all, Barim and Nisharim, on the last day when the Israel were marching around the walls, they blew their shofarot. Let me hear you blow those shofarot.